What's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. Going to start this video off here at the National Data Buoy Center, where for the past few hours there's been 4 buoys in event mode, one off of the upper northeastern coast of the United States, 3 off of the upper northwestern coast of the United States. We're going to come back and take a closer look at this very unique situation as something unusual appears to be going on. First, here at the website, going to check out the Schumann resonance, and the Schumann resonance all in all is pretty quiet. A little bit of activity we saw over the past 48 hours was from an Earth-facing coronal hole that has since turned away from planet Earth, and things are all quiet now. Hopping over to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, one thing I'm looking for in the seismos at the supervolcano caldera are actually related to the buoys off the east coast and west coast. The seismos at the Yellowstone caldera could have picked up something that may have triggered those buoys off of each coast to go into event mode, but I don't see anything. These look very normal as to what we look at every day here at the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera. We are seeing a transfer of energy from what was once the very busy northwestern quadrant of the supervolcano caldera. Now it seems to be transferring over here to the northeastern quadrant. The activity's definitely picked up over here, but I don't see anything as far as like an earthquake registering across the seismos here at Yellowstone, which is in between these active buoys. Yellowstone's right in here. You've got active buoys on both sides of the supervolcano caldera. Granted, they may be hundreds, if not in some cases a couple thousand miles away from the seismos, but nevertheless they're seismos like these seismos here that detect energy in the ground. These are over here at the USGS on a global scale, looking at these in the localized areas that are somewhat close to the buoys around the United States, and again, not seeing anything on any of these seismographs. Looking at Michigan, Ohio, Texas, we can even go up into New York and you can see a small blip on the radar, if you will, but that certainly would not put a buoy into event mode. Going over here to Oregon, that's close to where there's 3 buoys in event mode. Don't see anything other than a small blip on the radar. That's very common, see that all the time. In fact, over the years, we've followed this energy from time to time from, say, the east coast to the west coast, but like on these seismographs, you can actually follow movement through the ground, but that's not the case this time. There doesn't seem to be anything showing up on any of these seismographs that would put a buoy, not only 1, but 4, into event mode. Normally, what puts a buoy like this, like you see right here, the yellow ones are active, by the way. The red ones are inactive. That's simply what that means. When they're flashing like they are right now, you only normally see that if there's been a large earthquake close to these buoys that detect the movement created by the large earthquake that could create a tsunami. Usually, there hasn't been, over the years, real big tsunamis close to the United States, and I'm not saying that there is now. I'm saying there's 4 buoys in event mode, 3 on the west coast of the United States, and 1 on the east coast of the United States, and it makes absolutely no sense. And this has been going on for a few hours now. The one off the east coast, you can see the water column height here, reaching over 4,000 meters, and that's from the top of the water to the seafloor. That's what that means. And you're looking for sudden movement. And you can see a little bit of sudden movement detected on the 9th, or very early on the 9th. Very little, though. I mean, I've seen bigger, let's put it that way. Go over here to the west coast of the United States, and again, you can see the data is very choppy. The green indicates rapid movement. In a 1-minute span, it moved that far. The blue is in a 15-minute span, which is normally the flow of energy you see across these graphs. Here's another green signature on buoy 46404. Then we go down to this buoy here, 46,407. Again, I don't see anything dramatic, I've seen these buoys, especially with big earthquakes up in the Alaska area, down through the Aleutians. See a big 7-pointer, 7.2, 7.4, very close to some of these buoys. And they'll go into event mode for sure. And event mode normally lasts for a period of time of 24 hours until the potential tsunami issue is gone. Don't know what's going on here. This is very rare. I've never seen in all the years that I've watched the action over here at the National Data Buoy Center. And I'm telling you, it's been many years. It goes back to 2008. I've been viewing this for a long, long time. And I've never seen this before. Don't know what's going on, if anything. I'm thinking outside the box. I'm like, okay, could the weather be influencing these buoys? I mean, we've seen big storms in the past that, go right over the top of buoys, and I don't see any storms right now, especially off the east coast of the United States. There's no large storms out there. And as far as that goes anyway, large storms don't normally put buoys into event mode. The reason they go into event mode is normally, like I said earlier, after an earthquake, and it's telling you that there could be the potential for a tsunami. I don't know why we have 4 buoys surrounding the United States that are now in event mode. That is very rare. Looking at the earthquake situation around the United States, across the United States, these are 2.5 plus in the past week. And you don't see any earthquakes in the area where the buoys are in event mode, and that's the Cascadia fault zone. Over here, this isn't even a fault zone area, and the buoy's sitting right out here, and it's in event mode. I do know there's a chain of volcanoes. We studied that several years ago. There's, in fact, some very large underwater volcanoes right through here. I mean, those things are absolutely huge. I'm not saying it has anything to do with what's going on now. I'm just simply pointing that out. But the buoys that are in event mode are in around the 41 degree, 42 degree latitude. They're in the same general latitude with each other, spanning right across here. Those are the buoys that are in event mode, and they're in the same general latitude, right around the 41, 42 degree latitude. Now this one here is obviously a little higher, up closer to the U.S.-Canada border, obviously offshore. But again, I want to reiterate, that's in the Cascadia fault zone. Not that it's active, though. We just looked. No earthquakes, at least nothing big. There's a very small one right there that was probably in the 2.5 range. So unique situation ongoing that we'll be watching very closely. I don't know if these buoys are trying to tell us something. I've watched these buoys for years, and the reason being is this. The buoys down here in the South Pacific can be a plethora of information if you're wanting to monitor the sea floor. I've studied these buoys. I know how they're configured. They're anchored to the sea floor. And when the seafloor moves from time to time, that can put these surface buoys in event mode because they detect movement on the seafloor. I don't know if that's what's going on here, if there's some type of movement being detected on the seafloor. I don't know, but I have seen that before, especially down here around Indonesia and over here in southeastern Australia, southwestern New Zealand. I've seen it many times over the years. In fact, I've seen it up here too in the northeastern Australia area. All of these buoys from time to time have been in mysterious event mode without earthquakes, like we're seeing right here around the United States. So again, it's just something to keep an eye on. Over in Italy, I want to show you guys something in case you haven't seen it. A large sinkhole opened up. This thing was like 65 feet deep. Article right here talks about a huge sinkhole, about 22,000 square feet across, 66 feet deep, swallowed several cars, and it was in a hospital parking lot over in Italy. Here's a close-up view of the fairly large sinkhole that swallowed multiple vehicles. And you can see that is pretty good size, in the neighborhood of 22,000 square feet. Incredible. But once again, active buoys on both coasts of the United States. And I want to thank everybody that's shared emails with me about these buoys in event mode. I too saw them last night, and I looked and there were no earthquakes. I knew tsunamis wouldn't be a problem because there were no large earthquakes on either coast of the U.S., but the buoys being in event mode is indeed quite mysterious. Thanks for watching. Have a super day and be safe out there.